The top 5 reasons why this year's NFL draft proves what's wrong with Michigan football. Next on Michigan Podcast.
But there's going to be one team that's going to play solely as a team. No man is more important than the team. No coach is more important than the team. The team, the team, the team.
Looks deep for Anthony Clark. Waits for it. Hit. Caught.
This is no time for that. In the pocket and a sack. Tim Jamison.
Brady gets terrific. Throws it. And a touchdown. Knight again. Schultz just before Brazil got him. And a leaping interception by Woodson.
Harbaugh back to throw over the middle. Caught by Collier at the 5 on his feet. Touchdown, Michigan. On its way. It's good.
He's 5'7", 179 pounds, a junior at Michigan. But Jamie Morris packs a wallop, and he delivers for Bo Schembechler.
And here's your first play. Pressure coming. Sack. It is Glenn Steele, number 81, who fought his way through the traffic.
Option. And Robinson calls his own number, and he's going to score. Oh, an easy touchdown for Robinson and Michigan.
Win it. We're going to win the championship again because we're going to play as a team. And when we play as a team and the old season is over, you and I know it's going to be Michigan again. Michigan.
Go Blue, and welcome to the final installment in our series of mini episodes called Top 5 Reasons Why. Welcome to this week's episode of Michigan Podcast. I am Steve Deace, and we've been doing this series to kind of tide us over here, waiting for real sports to return. And this is the very last one before we take the month of May off, and then hopefully begin prepping full-time for the upcoming college football season in June. And with the just concluded NFL draft, we get some answers. Now, I love the NFL draft. There's 2 reasons why I love the NFL draft. One, it's the marriage of my 2 favorite sports, college and pro football. The other is it's truth serum. All of our fan tropes, all coaching excuses, all the little rumors insiders on message boards give you to cover for the program or explain what's going on, sometimes they're true, sometimes they're not. And in the NFL, well, those initials, they stand for not for long. The NFL don't play. All right. Everything comes out during the NFL draft process. They're investing millions of dollars in these players, and they're not interested in your tropes. This isn't college football where, they're interested in covering for the program. Everything's out in the open and everybody gets fired when you don't win. All right. So the NFL draft season has a way of proving what's fake news or not. And if you watched this past NFL draft, we learned some things about Michigan football, including what's wrong with the program, why it hasn't gotten over the hump under Jim Harbaugh. And we're going to list those top 5 reasons why the NFL draft is going to show us what's wrong with Michigan, starting right now with number 5. Michigan turned a 5-star quarterback who led the SEC in passing yardage into an undrafted free agent. I can't even begin to fathom that. Now, Shea Patterson deserves a portion of the blame here, especially his senior year. He was handed an offense that was tailor-made for his skill set. And for whatever reason, some of it, I think, is that oblique injury. But it just took way too long to take off. And there was plenty of whispers during the offseason. He wasn't putting the work in, the prep work in. I mean, heck, Josh Gaddis even said so out loud. But regardless, then, you took the wrong transfer quarterback then. I mean, if you brought in the 5-star quarterback who doesn't want to work, that's on you too. I mean, how do you bring in a guy who, until Justin Fields showed up, Shea Patterson was the highest rated quarterback recruit to come into the Big Ten in the history of the 24/7 composite recruiting ranking? How do you turn that guy into an undrafted free agent? You got to work at it. And unfortunately, Michigan did. Number 4 on our top 5 reasons why the NFL draft proves what's wrong with Michigan football. In the 2017 NFL draft, coming off the 2016 season, Michigan had 11 players picked from a team that lost 3 games. In the 2020 NFL draft, coming off the 2019 season, Michigan had 10 players picked from a team that lost 4 games. Stop and think about this for a second. That's 2 seasons under Jim Harbaugh where half of the team's starters were picked in the NFL draft, and those 2 teams lost a combined 7 times. How is that possible? How do you lose that many games with that much talent? Forget Ohio State. I understand they're at a different level. What about the other 5 losses in those 2 seasons? Half of your starters are getting picked immediately in the very next, not over the course of their careers, in the very next NFL draft. 2 of those Harbaugh teams had half of their starters get picked in the NFL draft, and they lost a combined 7 times. How do you explain that? Well, there are several possible answers, and they're all bad. Number 3 on our list of the top 5 reasons why the NFL draft proves what's wrong with Michigan. Michigan has had only 3 skill players drafted in the top 100 of the NFL draft in the last 15 years. Only 3 skill players drafted in the top 100 of the NFL draft in the last 15 years. What is that? What is that? Bad, awful, horrible, inexcusable. And here's why it matters. Because this isn't the 70s and 80s, man. The amount of teams that you can just line up on the line of scrimmage and blow off the ball and beat is greatly diminished. And when you get to the kinds of games Michigan and Harbaugh need to win the most, those teams are every bit as good as you physically, some of them better. So you better have athletes on the outside that can do to you what Curtis Samuel did to us in that 2016 game in Columbus, where he essentially just made up a way to win with an incredible play. Where are your players that do that? Only 3 Michigan players that play skill positions picked in the top 100 of the NFL draft in the last 15 years. What is this, Florida Atlantic? Arkansas State? You know, as a guy that used to coach here once said, this is Michigan, for God's sakes. 3 in 15 years? That's atrocious, which leads right into number 2. Since Braylon Edwards was a first-round draft pick 15 years ago, I almost can't finish this sentence. Michigan has signed 41 4- and 5-star recruits at the skill positions. Exactly 0 have gone on to become first-round NFL draft picks. That's right. 0. Nada. 0. 0 for 41. 0 for 41. How do you go? How do you go 0 for 41? How? How is that possible? How do you go 0 for 41? Like, I can imagine, going 0 for 41, asking Scarlett Johansson out. But how do you go 0 for 41 with 4- and 5-star recruits in the NFL draft in the first round? 0 for 41. And here's the bottom line. Number 1 reason why. The number one problem with the Michigan football program going back more than a decade now, and so far it's continued under Harbaugh, is an inability to develop and utilize playmakers. Hey guys, Eddie McDoom's in the game. Hold on. Do you think he might run that jet sweep? Jabril Peppers is in. I don't know. Maybe what they'll do is put him in a shotgun and have him run around on the outside off tackle. Maybe they'll... Nah, I don't think they'll do that. That would surprise nobody. Now, to Harbaugh's credit, I think he recognizes this and is trying to address it with the hire of Josh Gaddis. Let's just hope as Michigan fans, it's not too late. Well, thank you for tuning in this week on Michigan Podcast. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Michigan Podcast. We keep you updated on everything we think each and every day right there. You can also follow all of our work and our entire team at Wolverine Digest as well. We are off for the month of May. Hopefully, when we come back, we will have some real sports to talk about and to begin previewing. Don't forget, you can also like, rate, and subscribe for iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and all the other platforms, YouTube here as well, that you can access Michigan Podcast. And please tell all your fellow Michigan fans about what we do here as well. Until we meet again, go Blue.